everybody, I'm Brittany Thoms. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm really excited to be talking about something that is really important to me. Anybody who knows me, and especially if you work with me, you know that I have a deep-seated belief that enthusiasm wins the day, every day. And my goal after these next 10 minutes is to get you fired up. Have thought a lot about the question of enthusiasm and how it works, and can you cultivate it, and how do you maintain it, and where does it even come from? And I've witnessed the effects of enthusiasm. I live it out, and I've seen so many of you in this room live it out, and so many of our friends online. And we know that enthusiasm is seeing possibility and opportunity in everything that we do. Now, I realize that not everybody is a cheerleader, but the fact that we have cheerleaders should tell us something. There is an entire sport dedicated to getting you hyped up. This is a picture of my sister-in-law, Christina Dozier, and she cheered at Georgia. She's also a 1 on the Enneagram. She's super detail-oriented, very organized, a mother of 4 who homeschools. Her enthusiasm looks a lot different today than it did on the sports field. But sports are a natural place where we feel the freedom to be enthusiastic. Fandom exists because we have a natural interest in something or someone and a sense of belonging to a team. Being a fan of something means that you genuinely care about the outcome for that person or that group. In order to define a word or a brand, though, we all know this, it's also important to define what it is not. So what is enthusiasm not? I can tell you that I believe the opposite of enthusiasm is apathy. Apathy is a lack of interest. It is an absence of excitement or care, like we just talked about. And as a manager of people or as a mother, it's hard to motivate someone who is genuinely not interested in their performance, who is genuinely not concerned about their work ethic or their results. And if you cannot discover what motivates a person, then it would be incredibly difficult to lead that person or the people around you. Enthusiasm is also not mediocrity. For a lot of people, this is motivating. They challenge themselves and others to set a bar of expectation high. I will not accept mediocrity. My father-in-law says people rise to the expectation that they have of themselves. And so, what about negativity? We see a lot of negativity in the world that we live in. And having enthusiasm doesn't necessarily mean that you put on rose-colored glasses and suddenly everyone around you is nice. Wouldn't that be great? But unfortunately, all we have to do is turn on the media, turn on the news, or scroll through social media, and we can see that there is negativity in our world. And so we have to channel the inputs that we take in order to live out of enthusiasm. There is a way to combat that, though. Peace out, negativity. Like anything, there's a spectrum of enthusiasm. On one hand, you have hyper, busting at the seams, full of energy, and on the other hand, you have apathy and mediocrity and lack of care, lack of concern. And so the key is finding this balance of letting life hit you. Life is not easy. The world is not perfect. And so you let that hit you, and then you choose to see that something good can come out of everything. So let's start cultivating some enthusiasm. Start with gratitude. What are you grateful for? I was searching for images of gratitude like anyone does before they're going to give a talk. I kept finding pictures of people holding their heart. And I thought, how interesting that even in an image bank search, that the word gratitude has a very physical expression to it. What do you hold dear in your heart? When we focus on what we're grateful for, we change our mindset. We have a little saying at SeeSparkGo, if you're not excited, you're not invited. And I say that to everybody, and it's true. Our mindset is one of gratitude when we walk into a room, when we enter a conversation, when we look someone in the eye, and we're grateful to be there. We're genuinely grateful for the opportunity to serve them. And so, I want everyone to look up. Be grateful. I challenge you to start a gratitude journal tonight if you don't already have one, and write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day before your head hits the pillow. And I guarantee you, you will see your countenance lift. That is one of the first ways that we create gratitude. The next thing is that we have to fill our belief. We have to fill our buckets with belief. Who doesn't like a picture of a smiling baby and a guitar? Now that you've basked in that cuteness, consider this. The joy of childlike wonder is worth pursuing as an adult. The joy of childlike wonder is worth pursuing as an adult. The potential for greatness, for creativity, for anything is possible mindset happens when we put ourselves in environments that fill our belief. Have you ever been in a conference not to know what the person said or leave remembering all of the content that was delivered, but to remember how you felt? And how you make a person feel is more important about you than anything else. It's incredibly important also to get outside of our normal routine, or as some folks say, to get a 30,000-foot view of something and understand what is possible. And then believe, like my friend Jeff Schinneberger says, that better is possible. We possess the very power and ability to create our future. We are anything but ordinary. And that is rare. The root word of enthusiasm is entheos, which means God within. And so when we operate in our God-given talents and abilities, we are acting in the image of our Creator. And that is the coolest part about showing up in our day-to-day lives. Speaking of showing up, one of my favorite business principles is this: you must be present to win. The first step in anything is always showing up. Whether it's a family reunion, whether it's your first day on the job, whether it's a stage that you get to speak on, whether it's a group project or a new business pitch, your presence matters. You being here today, you showing up online today matters. Enthusiasm is how you show up with your whole self. It's how you bring your best and your brightest ideas to the table. And we all have them. Your unique gifts, your unique strengths and abilities. It is how you fight to stay true to your purpose. And it always, always, always creates more opportunity. So lastly, if we're going to let enthusiasm do its thing, we have to get our hands dirty. Whatever task is before you, I guarantee you'll do it better if you enjoy it more. When your hands are dirty, it means you're working toward something. You're working toward a goal. Strengths-based leadership, something I'm really passionate about, tells you that a strength is not only something that you're good at, it's something that you enjoy as well. So often when our hands are dirty, our faces are smiling. And sometimes you have to get your hands in the sand to experience the thrill of exhilaration that comes from getting your hands dirty. The thrill of doing is actually where the magic happens. If our friends at Nike have taught us anything, it's this: just do it. You've got to get out there and get your hands dirty and experience the thrill of doing so. So you have the gratitude that you need to fuel you. You have the belief that winning is possible, the purpose and presence that comes with showing up. And now it's time to get after it. If I've learned anything from sitting in hundreds, if not thousands, I tried to calculate last night, of brand strategy sessions, brand strategy meetings, brainstorming sessions, we like to call them spark sessions, it's this: enthusiasm is attractive, and we are what we attract. Good things are coming. The future depends on what you do today. Thank you. Get fired up.